Thanks, David. Sawadee ka. 8 years ago, I thought I'd found somebody who loved me. Sometimes he did seem to love me, but at other times, after the drug taking and the drinking, he became a different person. He would hurt me to the point that I was scared. What happened shook me and shattered my self-confidence to rock bottom. I would sit in the bathroom crying in pain, but I never told anyone specific details because I was afraid of people thinking I was weak. Then last year, I heard Yaomi Park speak here at One Young World about the abuse she encountered, and it had a deep effect on me. I couldn't stop thinking that other people had achieved these amazing things and inspired others, and all I had done was hide from the issues. I had written down my feelings, but not shared them, so I had to do something. I went back to my room each night and started to draw up a plan of what I'm most passionate about: safety and equality for women and girls. I spoke to David and Kate. I explained that this was my passion, but I didn't want to leave Unilever. I wanted to combine my passion and my job. They said to me I should speak to the CEO of Unilever, Paul Polman. I laughed, as people like me, low down in the company, don't just go and speak to people like Paul Polman. But David messaged Paul to say to look out for an email from me. So I started writing again, this time an email, scrutinizing every word. Eventually, I sent the email. Within 2 hours, I had a reply saying, let's find a time to meet. Thinking I had 15 minutes maximum with the CEO, David explained that I should do a 5 to 6 minute presentation and leave the rest for questions. It didn't quite go like that. After talking for an hour, there was a knock on the door from his secretary saying he probably needed to move on. So I left the office with Paul's buy-in on the project. He shook my hand and said, Esther, don't let me down on this. In the meeting, Paul gave me names of people I should talk to. I reached out to them. One of them was the vice president, and she brought into the idea. She said I needed to speak to the chief sustainability officer. Another huge opportunity. This time, I prepared for days. I made sure I knew the subject well, and that my passion and my drive came across. And it worked. He signed off budget to get the project up and running. 8 years ago, when I sat in the bathroom upset, I would start to write my feelings down to help me feel better. I carried on writing for 1.5 years once the relationship was over. And then one day, I said to myself, okay, today's the day. Today I stop writing. Today I start getting on with my life. The final sentence I wrote that day was, one day I will stand tall. So today, here I am, not writing, but speaking. I stand in front of you, and it is with extreme pleasure and pride that I can say to you, I am officially launching sTandTall. The sTandTall web-based platform will be a platform with two aims. Firstly, to provide the NGOs, charities, and organizations working in this area a platform to publicize their services and tools, helping victims find them and broadening their positive impact. Secondly, to provide an anonymous platform for people who have been through abuse or have seen others go through abuse, with a cathartic opportunity to share their story, with the added benefit of helping others, coupled with an education platform with safety tips. Please go to www.standtall.org and have a look. There is a feedback button just for One Young World, because you are the best people to get feedback from. You know how we can make this the best user experience possible. Please help us to do this and register your organization so we can make this world safer for our women and girls. And if my experience so far has taught me anything, it's this. Don't be afraid to take a risk to make a positive difference. If your company have sent you to One Young World, it's because senior leaders recognize your leadership potential. They recognize your capacity to drive change. It's up to you to rise to that challenge. It's up to you to have confidence in yourself to make those ideas a reality. Don't be afraid to bang on the doors of the top managers. They do want to hear from you. And what is it that convinced them? Honestly, it's the passion. How many people in this room have been through something which has made them angry or passionate? Hands? Yeah, most of you. I promise you, find that place of passion and find your purpose. Then from there, you'll find you become so determined that you'll achieve things you didn't even know were possible. So from 8 years ago to here, from a bathroom floor crying, scared, with no confidence, to now finding my passion and purpose, sharing my story with senior leaders, speaking on stage in front of more than 1,000 people, and now launching my purpose in the form of sTandTall. You can achieve things you didn't think were possible. We are the generation who need to make a difference. Whatever else you do after this conference, please find the passion and purpose inside you and go and make a positive difference. Thank you.